what are we doing today?
Changing the transmission filter.
And adding more fluid?
Oh, yeah. I don't know, 4 quarts might come out.
Okay.
Hopefully it's just 4.
What are some signs that you need to change your transmission filter?
I mean, hopefully there's no signs. Just when your truck or car gets to a certain mileage, it's part of the maintenance program. But if you have like hard shifting and stuff, sometimes people start with just changing the oil of your transmission.
Well, I didn't know because when it got here, it was driving and then suddenly stopped. And I didn't know that that could be because there was like no transmission fluid in it.
Yeah, once your fluid drops to a certain level,
like your car will be in gear, but it won't go anywhere.
Yeah, you can still go into gear and stuff, but it just won't drive or reverse or anything.
And like your RPMs won't like go up or anything, but it'll sound like the truck's trying to go, but it won't actually go.
Yeah, you can like rev the engine and stuff, but
it won't
drive.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna start. Well, I got this heat shield thing out of the way because this is freaking hot. The catalytic converters is hot. First thing we're gonna do is start loosening up some of these bolts. I didn't realize this was like pretty close to the back here. Usually you want to drain it like from the back, but that might make like a really big mess, so we might just drain it from the front, because this is just like a straight down. If we drain it from the back, it's going to hit all these pipes and kind of like go everywhere. So we'll start loosening these ones first, probably leave these 2 in, take these ones out and let it drip for a while, because there's a lot of fluid in here and it can get really messy really quick.
So make sure you have a oil catcher.
Yes, maybe even a mat and some towels ready. Where'd that 13 millimeter go? Is it in front here? Thanks. So I'm just gonna start taking these out. Make sure we keep these. Okay, the fronts are out. Hopefully this thing's not too stuck. You know in auto shops, like when they change the oil and everyone's like standing up and just like doing their thing, they have this catcher that like comes up to the car.
Yeah.
We need one of those. Okay, so there's some fluid that's already starting to come out a little bit out of the front, which is a good sign, but it's not too stuck on there. Yeah, here we go. Sorry.
Don't kick my tripod.
All right, so we're just gonna kind of let this do its thing for a little bit. Ah! No, I want that to roll in there. And it's gonna look pretty new. Like we said when we first got this truck, the fluid was so low that it wouldn't drive. So we did have to put new stuff in here. So it's gonna look, we're gonna be like, why are you changing that? It looks super new, but it's because we just kind of put whatever transmission fluid we could in it to get the truck to drive back here, since the tires were flat and we couldn't push it. So, okay, starting to stop a little bit more. Want more over here.
Yeah, the only reason this is like a long process is just waiting for it to drain.
Yeah, you don't want to just like pull this thing down because it's gonna be like, unless you have a pit, like a graded pit underneath you, that'd be awesome. But I was gonna try and kind of pull it down. Why is it so windy today? I mean, shoot, it might be getting like real low, so that's the good part. How the heck am I supposed to get to this one? Okay, so I've got 2 left on these sides. We're gonna just try and, taking this one out. Oh boy, you got it?
Yeah, it's not coming out.
There we go.
Ah!
Yep. So bring it out as level as we can. There you go. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't see any like big metal pieces, so that's a great sign. The gasket already came down with it, so that's an even better sign. Maybe they have changed this transmission before, because that gasket looks pretty new.
The magnet doesn't look bad.
All good signs.
Sorry, Apple Watch.
Yeah, I should have told you to take.
You're a little oily.
Only because I learned working with concrete that Apple Watches and concrete don't really like
So now we let it drip
for a while.
for a long time.
We're gonna start just kind of like cleaning up our area a bit. Yeah, let this drip. We're gonna clean out our pan and the magnet in there. So this is the old gasket, which is weird because it's like metal.
I know.
I've never really seen, I mean, it's like rubber in the middle, metal on the side. I wonder if this is like...
It doesn't look old.
No. I'm gonna leave that right there.
And then there's this
Yeah, you can show
magnet right here that will catch any, obviously, like metal debris and stuff, because the transmission is related to the gears shifting.
Yeah.
And you don't want any metal obviously getting into the oil and like circulating through that. So,
or you have a big problem.
yeah, so I didn't see any like big metal chunks or anything either.
No, and
so
there's
that's good.
none that stands out here. I mean, we'll be able to see a little bit better when we pull that filter off.
Yeah.
More of the transmission, but it looks pretty good. The wires look good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with what we're seeing so far.
So we'll obviously just want to clean this up really good, clean off the magnet. The transmission on my Apple Watch will be nice and lubed up.
Gloves are usually good. I don't like to wear them here because they're like, you just get really sweaty inside and it's super gross. Okay, I'm gonna try and get as much of this fluid out of here as possible, and then I'm gonna clean it with some brake and parts cleaner. There's one bolt that holds these in. I'm just gonna blot it. You don't really want to run your rags across this because anything can like snag and get caught. And then like transmissions are real sensitive to any debris and stuff. Right here is what sits on your filter. This is a 4-wheel drive model, so this sticks down really far. If you have a 2-wheel drive model, it's not this far down. It's pretty close up to the filter. So let's see what you are. Not an 8. Dang it, I think that's a 10. Okay, I'm just gonna do this by hand because you do wanna save these. Sometimes your kits don't come with them, I guess. Like the Motorcraft one, which is like what Ford puts on here. They don't come with them. So I think a replacement bolt, so you want to save it.
I thought you were bleeding, like the transmission.
Okay,
fluid.
so there's that bolt. We'll pull that to the side. This is the only bolt holding that filter in. Otherwise, the only reason it's up there is because there's these rubber O-rings that are on 2 ports. So we're just gonna, pull that down. Since these are held up by O-ring, okay, good, both of them came down. You want to make sure, so there's these real rubber O-rings on these. You want to make sure they come down because your replacement one won't fit correctly if there's one on your new one and one stuck in your transmission. So yeah, this isn't too bad. There's like a couple little tiny pieces of metal that I can see, but for 2011, she's looking pretty good. I forgot there's always fluid that comes out of that thing. This has actually stopped dripping pretty well. It's my damp cloth.
Damn cloth or your
My damn cloth. No, it's my damp cloth. Okay, so now we're gonna clean up our pan. I'm just gonna hit it with some brake parts cleaner. This stuff's kind of like straight alcohol, so it cleans everything up really good. Mechanics go through this stuff like crazy. I've already gone through this stuff like crazy.
You've gone through like 10 pans.
No, we haven't. We've gone through like 3.
You bought 4 the other day at the store, and you went through like 3 in one day.
One of them we already had, and I went through 2. So I went through 1 and like a quarter. No. It's just like it cleans everything up so nice. It's like a sterile hospital room. A little bit of residue around here. So this thing's all cleaned up. The final black. Okay, I'm just gonna blot this. Try and get as much fluid, out of here as possible. Clean up around where the seal was. Really clean part of my rag to kind of get in where those ports and O-rings are gonna go. Make sure that's super clean.
Are you gonna clean the filter, or we bought a new one?
Oh no, you always have a new one.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of like changing your oil.
Mm.
You always put a new filter and you never reuse Well, you already have. This is ready to be reassembled with the new filter and then the pan back on. Yeah, let's go grab our new filter and we'll show it to you guys and put it on there. This is your ATF filter kit. Comes with a new one of these guys that's like the exact same one, so that's nice.
It's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a good sign. 2 of the O-rings, so the big one and the little one, and then it comes with the gasket, which will go on there. And it might be a little crinkled up. Yeah, so this is an all rubber gasket compared to that one, so I don't know. Skeptical. Yeah, she looks good. So always before you go to put this stuff up there, make sure she's the right size and matches up with your holes. That's gonna do good. It's a little wonky, but we'll be able to. Yeah, we'll be able to put it up there. Okay, let's put this back in with that bolt. It did not come with.
What?
Nothing.
Say it.
I was like, I for some reason didn't see this big old piece that's coming out, and I was like, we have a problem. It's not that we got the 2-wheel drive one, so the 4-wheel drive one.
Only sees the thing she wants to see.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty accurate. So we're gonna stick this guy back up there, but first we're gonna put our O-rings on, and we're gonna put a little bit of oil on them too, because that'll help create that seal. So big one, I'm just gonna clean up any debris that's like already in here too from the cardboard. Just get this with my little damp towel here. Just try and keep everything as clean as possible with transmissions. I mean, really, it's just good practice, but I had to put 2 transmissions in my Jeep Wrangler, and ever since then, transmissions have not been my favorite. Okay, so we're just gonna put that O-ring on there. Don't roll it. Try not to cut it. Should just snap right on there like that one did. So again, just right on there. Try not to litter. Okay. Usually you don't do this, but I'm just gonna grab a little bit since. Oh no. See, I'm not gonna use old fluid to put on here because it's super dirty already. I'm gonna get some new fluid and just like wipe the O-rings on this. That way it gets on there, fits up there really good. So each vehicle has a specific. It's kind of like oil for your motor. I mean, technically this is oil for your transmission. This truck specifically says Mercon V, so that's what I'm gonna use. If I dip my finger in here, and
it looks like cough syrup.
Yeah, it does look like cough syrup. Kind of just ground the O-rings a little bit, just to lubricate it. I mean, this is what you do with your oil filter when you put it on too for your motor. So this big one's gonna pop up into here, and this little one's gonna pop up into there. And do the little one first, and then it should just, clip in there. So now it's kind of holding itself up with those O-rings. We're gonna hand thread this in. That way we don't cross thread it. All right, that's snugged up by hand. Then I'm gonna tighten it down, and then we have to torque it to spec. So for this model, it's 89 inch-pounds. Every car is different, so check your manual.
It's Quinn's torque wrench.
I think my dad named me Quinn for a reason.
Yeah. The heck?
Should I turn the camera around, show the people the struggle with batteries? I'm not familiar with the beepy fancy ones. I'm just familiar with the ones that go click. I don't know if this one will go to inch-pounds. Yeah, we need it at 89 inch-pounds. 9 times 12 is 72. So 9 times 12 is, because like,
I thought we figured out our math problem.
Do not put that on the internet. Alright. I hit my head on this lift one more time. Our filter's in. So now we're gonna put our pan up exactly how we have it. We're gonna kind of do it the way that we did with our rear differential cover. This is sitting even less fun of a seal on here. We're just gonna throw some bolts. How did this come down? Do you remember? It was like that.
No, this is on this side.
Oh yeah, good call, good call. We're gonna throw some bolts in here to keep the seal in place, to keep those holes lining up. Some of them might come out, but that's fine. Okay, so this is gonna be the fun part. Just the bolt, yeah. That's fine. Cool.
Sure.
We want to thread them through by hand.
Oh, wait.
What are you doing here?
It's stuff
What?
on that thing.
What thing? Right here.
Pipe is in the way.
And we're trying to be as careful as possible not to hit anything. This isn't really a very nice direct up and down.
Okay, I got this one.
Is it like hand threaded pretty good?
No, not yet.
The seal is pretty wavy, so it's kind of hard to... That should be good. And I'm just going to get one in over here to hold this up.
Okay, I can hold it.
Wait, we're not good here. That's just as good as hand threading right there. Okay. So now that I have this one up there, and it's not like snug, like super snug, but it's keeping all these other ones in place. We can start going around, and Brooke's gonna hand thread those in there, and then I'm gonna go around and hit him with the impact, and then we're gonna torque him down. It's 89 inch-pounds again. Let me help you because there's like 30 bolts here, but everything's lining up perfectly. You want to make sure that your gasket holes line up and you're not like tearing them with your bolts you're putting in or poking them through, like forcing them by any means. I think I got rust in my teeth.
Ew.
It's funny, you watch videos and like everyone's like, oh yeah, you just drop the pan and it's super easy, and like you're just hitting it with an impact, no extension or anything all the way around, and then you go to do yours and you're like, there's a pipe in the way. You're like, how do I do this? Rarely did they show you the stuff where you're just like smacking things with a hammer until it comes out. I think you can see some of that on our front end video.
Missing one.
Or sometimes. Yep.
Oh,
There she is. Okay, I'm gonna go around in a star pattern. Start snugging these up. Okay, one more. Those are snugged up with the impact. Now we're gonna go around with this guy. So now I'm gonna clean this up with brake cleaner. That way everything looks clean and there's no like oil residue. That way when we do run the car, like put more fluid, run the car, do our test, we can see if there's any leaks in it. Can I have the safety glasses now? Since
I thought
the
you were
wind.
gonna say a hard hat.
Yeah, that too. Put my skateboarding helmet on. Clean it up and actually see if it's a Quinn problem or if it was a other person problem.
Previous owner problem.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna bring her back down to the ground and then put the oil in it.
Yep, we're gonna fill her up. Let's get everything out from underneath. Oh no.
We need to take it down.
It looked like the same exact one though.
Yeah, but that one does look shorter.
Does it?
I don't know.
Okay, let's just take it down. Let's just take it down.
Okay.
This is the transmission, so.
There's nothing in it, so.
Yeah.
So what happened?
I don't want to talk about it. I found the actual bolt
that came with the new filter.
Yes.
So moral of the story is
freaking dump out that box. You know, even though it's the same, I would have not felt good about leaving it in.
You just never know. Well, in the video we watched, it was much longer. Like the new one he put in was much shorter. So
All right, back up she goes. We're gonna be able to hear you.
I'm the one that does the editing.
Okay, but yeah, maybe. You're free later.
This is G rated. Emery watches
Yeah,
this.
we can't. We're just getting our practice in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys are just becoming like car repair aficionado.
I
I don't know
know.
what the phrase is.
YouTube University.
Yes.
We're getting our YouTube mechanics license.
Mechanic school.
Okay, so we put it back on the ground. We have our funnel that we're gonna pour all the oil into, and then we are going to start it.
Yeah, we're gonna start it and we're gonna let it run. And then we're gonna check it to make sure the dipstick is at like a, what's it called? Like the cold temperature level, so where it's safe to, once you see some fluid on the dipstick, it's safe to run it through all of its gears, get all the fluid through like the transfer case and all that stuff, and then we'll do it again and see if it's it needs to be added oil at the hot level, and then we'll take it for a test drive and then come back and check the fluids again. I've never used this before, but I've heard really good things about it. I really like Lucas brand things. It's for your transmission. I don't have any like slipping of my transmission or anything, but it helps with proper shifting. It cleans transmission fluid. Since we didn't do the full flush, there's still old transmission fluid in there. I've just heard really good things about it. It's just like an additive that helps clean your transmission and stop any leaks. So
Sweet.
we're gonna give it a try.
All right. And you want to slowly pour it.
Yeah, so that it like burps any bubbles.
More cough syrup.
I guess it's got a little bit more viscosity to it. I mean, the only bad reviews I read online of this stuff was it didn't solve my hard shifting, and so I don't really
We didn't have any of that.
problem. So we'll let that sit for a second. I mean, yeah, it's going down. It's just all that stuff is still on the sidewalls that I'm catching, you know? Go check and see how much we lost. That way I can better gauge how much we need to put into it.
So we put 3 quarts in, and now we're starting it to let it work through the transmission. We'll let it idle for how many minutes?
I don't know, like 3 to 5.
And then we'll check again and see what it looks like.
Past the hash marks, but I don't know if that's just from, it's pretty much to here.
Okay.
So,
well, we put 3 in and we tried to drive it around. It didn't feel right. We came back, put a 4th in, let it sit for a bit, got a snack because it's past lunchtime.
but it hasn't run through everything yet, so.
So you want me to start it again?
I don't know if that'll make it more, or here, let me just do it again. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So it's a little bit past, but not bad. So let's run it through everything and see if it just needs to take up more space.
Run it through the gears again.
Yeah. That's nice. Also, this fancy backup camera that we have now.
Look at that.
So fancy.
Who did that? So when we had 3 quarts in there and you would run through the gears, it wouldn't shift.
It was like a
it was like 10
10-second
seconds.
delay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's shifting much smoother.
So that's something, if you're in park and you put your car into reverse or drive and there's like a long delay, or like you go to press on the gas and it's like your RPMs go up and then it kicks into gear, you could just have really low transmission fluid. I'm just running it through all the gears and letting it sit for a little bit. That way it kind of just cycles through.
And then we'll take it for a test drive.
Yeah, Then we'll check it again. Checking it and making sure everything's at the right level when it's supposed to be. We ran everything through, all the gears and stuff, and it's stopping right about here, right under this second little hole right here. This is like where you want it to be when it's cold, and then the hash marks is where you want it to be when it's like hot. So I want to take it for a spin first and then add more, because if we do need to add more,
You can always add more, but
it's like half a quart.
It's like hard.
It's
to
in a
take.
safe driving level now.
Yeah.
Now.
Woo! Test drive consensus?
Well, getting up to 20 miles per hour is fine, but I haven't gone from like a complete stop to, accelerating, so we'll see.
There's too many speed bumps in this neighborhood.
Yeah, we'll see how smooth it shifts from like a complete stop.
Mm-hmm. Well, our first test drive didn't go so well, so this one's going better already. At least it's shifting into reverse and drive within a couple of seconds instead of 10 seconds.
If you use that Lucas additive, the transmission fix, it is very, very sticky. Like there's high viscosity, so it does line that inner tube where you fill everything. So it's gonna give you like false readings of where your transmission fluid is. Take that into account.
Well, it's driving much better.
It's driving very good now.
Yeah. More speed
bumps.
Okay, so walk us through the steps one more time.
Heat shield off first, or any heat shields that are around it. Slowly drop your pan and let it drip out most of the way. Let that drip for a while, and then keep bringing your pan down, getting closer to the back with your bolts that you're removing. And then once it kind of stops dripping, you drop the whole pan. Set that to the side, let your transmission drip a little bit. Take your filter off, let that drip. Clean up your pan, get your new filter ready, install the filter with the correct bolt that comes with it. Blot everything down, install your pan back in, put the heat shield on, make sure that new gasket's on there too. And then clean everything up, clean up all your drips, that way you can see if it leaks after the fact. And then you want to just start adding ATF fluid to it until you're kind of in that, you can see it on the dipstick, not over the hash marks, but somewhere in between.
Start it, let it idle for a while.
Yeah.
Run it through the gears.
Right. Yeah, all that stuff.
And then take for a test drive.
Yeah.
And if it's not shifting nicely, put more fluid.
Get home and put more fluid in.
Get home ASAP.
Or just bring more fluid with you on the test drive, which I almost did.
Nice job.